Hello, boys and girls. It's Ken from Vanderwan Gardens, and I just bought 900-year-old organic fresh yeast culture living dough from Amazon. It was like 15 bucks. Pretty cool. So, I've been through the sourdough thing before. I think I might even have an old video about it where I made my own mother, they call it. When you start your own, this is called the mother, the sourdough starter. So, I just got it. It's like 40 degrees outside. It's been cold. And it looks dead, doesn't it? So when you add more food to this, it'll start bubbling up. And you'll notice I started off with a really big jar because I've been through this before where it'll just power through smaller containers. So that's why instead of feeding it into this thing, I immediately put it into a mason jar. I wish I had a wide mouth mason jar that was a quart size, but I guess this will do. And in preparation for this, I went and bought some flour, but actually it was wheat berries. And so when you have wheat berries, you need to get a grinder. So I made bread last week, and this is what it looks like. And it was just like a real, I made 2 loaves, shared one with a friend. And it's basically just honey, flour, water, yeast, salt. I think that's all there is in this bread. And it is dry like Ian Miller. So, dry like toast. So I ground a little bit extra because I expected that this guy was going to come in. But what I did was I vacuum sealed this, but unfortunately I think it either expanded or something. So I know that this stuff goes bad. And that's the whole reason why we have the flour that we have today, is that it's all wheat. It's bleached and it's been ground and it's been processed in such a way that it has a long shelf life. This does not. If you get wheat berries and grind them yourself, this is going to go bad in like a week or two. Still smells good though. So I'm going to use it to start my sourdough, and I'll only ever feed it 100% natural, fresh ground wheat berries, so that way I keep this as healthy as possible. And I guess we'll find out if the sourdough makes a more airy and light bread than the previous one. Although I have seen other recipes for bread that it calls for yogurt and wheat germ and stuff like that. So, how to care for your sourdough starter. So I don't know if I'm going to go through all this with you guys here, because when these videos get too long, people just tune out. But essentially, all you do, you take your starter, 2-ounce water, 2-ounce flour. Now it says 7 tablespoons, but for people that bake frequently, typically, you got to use a scale. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure out 2 ounces of flour, stick it in there. And you can't put a hard lid on this. You need to put something that is breathable with like a rubber band, so that way as the yeast wants to breathe, it'll it'll be able to. If you ever wanted to make your own, basically all you do is just take some flour and water and stick it out on your back porch on a nice, warm day, and natural yeasts will show up. I'm not entirely sure how they're able to verify that this thing is 900 years old, but I mean they're really hard to kill. If you just got sick of putting this at room temperature, you could put this in the fridge, or you could even just dry it out and then, mark it, because I think I've got the one that I made back during the pandemic, because, remember, yeast was really hard to find back then. I think I still have it in the freezer. I think I dried out some, put it in the freezer, and, well, now I can't find out because I got 3 freezers. But that's, first world problem. Anyway. So those are all the instructions. It smells really good, and maybe I'll make a video when this is all up and bubbly.